everyone, welcome back to another episode of Brown Table Talk. And this time we have a special edition. We have a new perspective of these fine black men, okay, living in Thailand. And that's all I got, y'all.
Don't stop.
Y'all fine. Anyway,
Don't tell it up, man.
anyway, we're gonna get into it.
My name is Terrence Little, Terrence in Motion. Today we have a special edition of Hot Topics. We have a round table full of gentlemen who live abroad here in Bangkok.
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm Magic. Originally from Chicago. Been in Bangkok for about 3 months now, and I'm loving it so far.
What's up, everybody? My name is Rome, king_of_Rome on Instagram. I'm here from the States. I love it out here as well. I live here full time now.
What's going on? It's your boy, Keelan Travels.
Yo,
Alabama, man. Been out here in Thailand for 11 months.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Brian. I do this on all platforms. I'm from Peoria, Illinois. I've been out here about 5.5 months now.
Hey, guys. My name is D-Mark. I've been out of Bangkok about 4 months now. Thoroughly enjoying it. I'm from Georgia. If you want to follow me, my Instagram handles and YouTube is Young D-Mark.
What's the biggest grown man purchase you made so far?
Like, in my life,
Recently.
not just here.
Recently.
Like, in my life,
Not in the last 3 months of your life.
last 3 months, the biggest grown man purchase, I ain't bought nothing big. I'm just gonna keep it big. I've been out here. So, like, I haven't done nothing. The most I spent was a hotel in Vietnam.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's crazy because my condo, the couch was smaller than where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
So I had to buy a couch. So 600.
600 baht or 600?
600 USD.
Oh, shit.
That's my big, but it was just for that instance.
Yeah.
Besides that, when you said it, I couldn't even think anything else.
Yeah.
I haven't bought really anything too big out here.
Yeah.
Not too much. Not too much.
It's like a medium-sized purchase.
Out here?
Yeah.
Not
Something
too much.
essential. Nothing essential.
No.
True.
No.
Me neither. I haven't really bought anything either. So, I mean, there's nice deodorant I get from Tops. You know what I'm saying? Probably a little bit too expensive, but you know. What about you, Ro?
I mean, honestly, I think we can all agree, like, living in Thailand, it's not really many grown man purchases that we have to make, but, like, I guess mine would just be investments. That's probably, like, the biggest, like, purchase that I've made is, like, just consistent crypto purchases and then just investing into, like, my own trading accounts. So that's about it.
Okay.
yeah, I'll piggyback off that. My biggest investment is probably Bitcoin, Ethereum, since I've been there. Yeah, I mean everything else out here is cheap. You know what I mean? Unless we count the flight. I flew Delta One, so that counts.
Yeah.
That was a good man.
What does being a man mean to you today, and how has the definition changed over time?
That's a good question. Honestly, man, I just think being a man is the same thing I thought it was when I was a kid, bro. Just being responsible. You know what I'm saying? Standing on business, standing on morals, being about discipline. You know what I mean? And if you say you're gonna do something, bro, just do it. If you ain't gonna do it, then just don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
I think that the value of a man has definitely kind of gone up in today's society. It feels like traditional values have faded away. And it's kind of like a cycle. As traditional values fade away, things start to become a little bit more rampant, more wild. And within that chaos, people want something more grounded, more centered. And with those guys that are that traditional man, they kind of like, you'll get ostracized by some groups, but deep down, like, it's what majority need. It's what people, like, statistically looking at things, it's what's needed and necessary. So I think that the value of a man has immensely gone up over the years, even from when I was 16 to even now being 29. It's not the same. It's definitely gone up.
I agree. I would say the same. I would definitely say that the value of a man has definitely gone up, and definitely, like, today, world we live in, masculinity is probably seen as like a threat to some. You know.
My definition of being a man is still the same. You know, for me, it's all about elevating, standing on your word, and ultimately just growth. You know what I'm saying? I've always been the type of person that want to care for my family, want to be the provider. And I've always been that way within relationships also. So I just feel like, I feel like it's changed for a lot of people because the way that society, you know, how do I want to say it?
The world is basically became more egalitarian.
basically
more progressive. So, you know, traditional values and traditional masculinity kind of like gets blurred a little bit.
In general, it's changed because a lot of it comes from, I know when I was growing up, I'm 39 years old. So when I'm growing up, my grandpa had all the knowledge. It wasn't like we really used encyclopedias, stuff like that. Like, so it was not only being a provider, you also, you know, really have to have that knowledge. Cause I had to go to grandpa to find out even how to get from point A to point B because there's no GPS. So, you know, those are like more masculine traits. And he was also like a provider and you saw how he treated my grandma. So it was like legit. However, now with knowledge, people grow up faster because you could be as smart as me and you're 10 because we got Google, ChatGPT, stuff like that. So we have to display our masculinity in a different way now. And I really think it comes from our influence now. And like really, how does, you know, society look at us now? Like they can look at me and say, oh, Brian, he's tatted up. Well, yeah, of course I'm tatted, but I also have 2 master's degrees. I followed the path. So you got to follow the path to get here to where I'm sitting with you gentlemen right now.
So I think with that, we have to talk about what is the, you know, traditional value of what a man is. And I think that was like, go get you a house, you know what I'm saying? Get you a wife and y'all build a house, y'all have a family. And then you make sure your kids are taken care of, your wife is taken care of, she not working, yada, yada, yada. And you just, you know, take care of your family. So I still believe that value is wholeheartedly still like here. And I believe in that still. But I think at the age that we do that has changed. Like, you know, people used to do that right after high school or, you know, right after college. I'm 31. It's not in my purview right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I think being a man still is like now something that's attributed to your morale, your character, you know, things like that. So I think as long as you're a good person, you take care of your family, you know what I'm saying? You making sure you're not out here being slimy. You're not a terrible person, like doing your friends wrong. You know what I'm saying? Loving like you're supposed to love, you know what I'm saying? Looking up to a higher power, which is, for me, my God. Everybody got different gods and whatnot. But, you know, my God, you know what I'm saying? Following him and stuff like that. So that's what I think being a man is. And then when I do get a woman, I'm going to take care of my woman. I'm going to take care of my family whenever that happens. So that's my answer.
Like they're all good answers. So to sum it up, essentially everyone saying the same thing: responsibility, accountability, and standing on your business.
Yeah.
Keeping your word.
Basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right, so the next one I'm gonna start with you, Mark.
Okay.
Go back through.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was supposed to order some breakfast.
Mm-hmm. You asked for the big sausage, right?
Yeah, I did. I asked for a burrito sausage. Bacon, egg, cheese burrito, guys.
No, that pause with it.
Why can't he even blink? He didn't even blink.
Okay. That burrito taco pizza. Okay.
Crazy.
And this is the breakfast menu. You guys have a lot of different breakfast items.
Yeah. So you're gonna use
I would like the bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Please.
that's what is breakfast burrito.
Yes, sir. The breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
And you have an all-day breakfast menu.
Yes.
Wow. I'm actually hungry for real.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
shit,
I was
yeah,
That nigga say he hungry in real life.
I'm trying to
Yo, eat onions.
Do they have sour cream by? I would love some sour cream. For real?
I'm just moving closer for you.
For real? I'll cut these hoes up, y'all.
I'm gonna eat mine real fast.
together.
Yeah.
There's another Mexican girls that walk in my mind, they're your fan.
You got a question. What is Thailand like as a black man? And give me 3 words to describe it.
I would say open, free, fun. It's open, it's free, and it's fun.
Right.
And do I need to elaborate on those words?
Go ahead.
When I say it's open, I mean the people. They're open, and I should have said maybe embracing, because they're just open to embracing a black man. I said it's free because it's a freeing feeling to live in Southeast Asia and to, you know, be able to do some of the things that Thailand has to offer. And then I said it's fun. Because it's fun, man. I'm here eating a burrito with my friends. You know what I'm saying? So like just those types of things, and things you can go do in the city. It's just fun.
What it's like as a black man in Thailand, it's actually really, it's really, what's the word? Damn. I don't want to say satisfying, but it's also like, I don't know, it's like comforting in a sense. Because like for me, I grew up in the South. So it's like we have a Southern hospitality to where it's like you see someone in the store, you kind of say something, smile, like to make someone smile. You smile at someone that you see in passing, even like you're passing by them in the road, you see them glare like slightly through the window, you still like smile, wave, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where I grew up. And so to come here and, being in the States and that kind of faded away, especially after I moved to the South, to the West Coast or like the Midwest area as well too. And as time went, like it kind of like faded as well. But coming back here was very refreshing. So I guess refreshing would be one of the words I would use for it. Yeah, refreshing, insightful as well too. Because when I came here, I'm a very observant person, but I watch a lot of people. So it's very insightful to see other people virtually have less, but to them it's not less. But they're at times happier than I was for a good majority of my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, when I had more, I had so much opportunity. I had a conversation with someone. He was like, just because of my passport means the world. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I can't come to Thailand. I was like, what do you mean? So we get on ChatGPT. I was like, hey, I can't come to Thailand. Shit, my bad. So yeah, refreshing, insightful, and also I would say fun as well too. Because for me, everything, it feels like you're doing the same thing that you could do back home. Like, don't get me wrong. Everything that we do here, we could literally do it back home. But it's just something about the atmosphere of being out in Thailand, the people, just seeing everything. It just makes it more fun because it just seems more new. It could be the same thing.
I'll start first with safety. That's the biggest thing. Like here, I mean, we go to 7-Eleven at 3 in the morning, sit on the stoop, and literally just chill. I'm not doing that in America. We walk through the streets 4 or 5 in the morning through areas you wouldn't even walk through in America for real out here, and nothing happens. It's just cool. Somebody's probably gonna help you get to where you need to go. So safety is a big thing out here. I would say peace, and I think even out here, when I moved to Bangkok, it was like a weight off my shoulder because I no longer own anything in America, and on top of that, it's like so I don't have any attachments. I have nothing to think about it except tomorrow, for real, once I got here. And then that level of peace I got in Bangkok changed when I felt the islands, like Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, those type of places. It was a whole nother level of peace that you're just around people that don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then I would say the freedom in general. It's being around people that are the culture of Thailand. They just don't care about anything. They're happy. And like you said, they're happy with less too. So it's just a state of mind that gives them that peace as well. And they embrace us. I've never felt discriminated against or anything. I've always felt welcome no matter what. So those would be my 3.
I would say life is good. Those are my 3 words. I think how I view magic in general. I'm good everywhere I'm at. I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has their own sector of wherever they're from in the world. But it's like, I live and breathe Chicago, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter where I am, people ask me where I'm from all the time. I'm like, I'm from Chicago. Where is that? America. Like, I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to know that about me first. We proud people. Like, that's just kind of a movement. So it don't matter if I'm in Thailand, if I'm in Africa, if I'm in Colombia, if I'm in Vietnam. I'm magic from Chicago. And that's just my perspective on life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everywhere I'm at, I'm really good, bro. The same thing I'm doing here, the same thing I was doing back home. You know what I'm saying? I'm always moved that way without it, being too much. I'm humble about it, but it's like, I'm P, bro. I'm doing you regardless. But I love Thailand, more or less. So,
I'm going to say number 1 is definitely safe. Because I come from a place where all we know is murder. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good thing at all. Like having to carry a weapon everywhere you go is not a good feeling. And just being here, you don't have to worry about that at all. Like Brian said, you can go out at 3, 5 o'clock in the morning and be safe and happy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go with happy as the second word because every day I'm happy. I've been happy for 11 months straight. I haven't had one sad day here. I haven't had one sad day here. Like soon as I stepped off the flight, I was happy immediately. I've never experienced a feeling like this before. I've been traveling, for a long time, but just the thought that I'm living in Thailand, a dream destination, and I'm happy every day is a feeling like no other. I'm gonna also say exciting is my third word, because the things we do out here is incredible, and we're doing it with like-minded individuals. You know what I'm saying? And everyone is on the same accord. I haven't really experienced no drama, like no type of drama. So, and we can travel all around Asia for little to no money. Flights are only like $50, man. So it's just an exciting journey, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, and share these experiences with everyone.
Those are all great answers.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna take a little second. We're gonna pivot away from Thailand just a little bit and get back to just specifically talking about being a black man. All right. So the question I wanted to ask you guys was, this is a more reflective question, right? So as a black man, how do you navigate respect in a world that doesn't always give it to us? And I want to start with Brian.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like my answer has to be a little different though, being that I'm biracial and I'm mixed black and white. So you get put in a situation a lot of times, even growing up as a kid. When you walk in a room, you can walk in this room right now and everybody's gonna be like, he's black. That's your collective. You see what I'm saying? So when you're mixed, it's not the same. There could be a group of white people, a group of black people. When you're mixed, you walk in, you gotta feel like who's gonna accept you first. And so it's looked at, I think a little bit different of how you're being accepted when you're coming from a biracial standpoint. And I also think it's never talked about either. There is also a discrimination in it too, but it's kind of looked over. And then I've walked in rooms before where people were trying to figure out what would I accept being black or white. You see what I'm saying? And to me, it's not about that. It's just being a good man in general. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of deflect it. But to get back to your point, what was the question though? I'm gonna get back.
As a black man, how do you navigate respect in the world that doesn't always give it to you?
And I think some people have to take the blueprint. Some people are handed to it. Some people have to follow the blueprint. I had to follow the blueprint and I had to take it. Like you had to earn it in every single room. And you pretty much have to demand respect. And, sometimes people will look at you like you're, less, but honestly, that's your cheat code because now they're 2 steps behind because your mind is invisible as a skin tone.
Mm-hmm. I want to stay on something you said that's interesting about like, being biracial, because that sounds like an identity thing, right? So do you feel as though when you are, because you are a successful black man, right? So when you feel as though like you have success, people will try to like liken that to you being, half this versus being half black. Have you ever had the issue where someone?
There's people that that grew up on the same block as me, that like they swear they grew up in the hood, but they look at me because my mom was white and be like, we grew up down the street. Our crib probably cost the same amount. You know what I'm saying? But just because of my skin tone and my mom was white and that's who was at the end of the block with me, it's looked at as like an identity thing for real.
Mm.
But it's something, it's something that you think about because not a lot of like mixed people talk about it for real.
Yeah. I would even bring up the argument point, what you just mentioned there, like it's identity. Like the greatest deception is you have to move based off other people's validation in the world, right? If you know who you are and you know yourself, you don't have to identify based off of the imagery that people want to put on you. So when we talk about like black this, black that, it's obvious I'm black. I can't hide that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go throw some bleach on my shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, do I identify as a typical black man in your eyes? Most people don't know I like Tame Impala. Y'all know what Tame Impala is? Australian band. I fuck with them niggas heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the people don't know I like to do other shit outside of like play basketball. I really like to skate. I'm kind of big. I can be skating. You know what I'm saying? But I would kick it over there. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of talk about different vibes, right? So my homies are outside of like African American race. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about different things. So it's like I don't identify as the imagery that you put on me for being black. I am black when you see me, but if I allow you to treat me as such for what you think it is, then it's like I have to move out there. So the narrative for me is like, I'm me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, have you ever seen like a happy person get into an argument with somebody angry? It dies down to dwindles. Like the angry person just looks like a bully at some point in time. It was like, bro, why you this motherfucker smiling all day? Imagine somebody playing with Margarita all day and this motherfucker don't do them a smile. People have to take away from that, bro. Once you break out of that cycle and you know who you are genuinely, it's like, yeah, I'm black when you see that, but I'm magic, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna rock with me just because I am who I am, bro. And then I have to tell you, I say you gotta train people to know how they gotta treat you. I'm not gonna tolerate certain shit. It ain't because I'm on some grown man shit. It's because like, no, nigga, I'm not gonna tolerate it. And I'm gonna show you I'm not gonna tolerate it. We ain't gotta go that far. We just be real player about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just how you move, bro. Like the narrative on being black is like, we are who we are, bro. I could be blue. I'm still gonna be me. You know what I'm saying?
I like that what you said about, being like, it's just being an identity thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in our community, being a black man, obviously, even to the world, like they look at us as like a monolith, right? They look at us as we all like got this like cyber link together and we all think the same and act the same, you know what I'm saying? And then they had those external expectations, expecting us to act a certain way. Do you play basketball? Do you play football? Do you rap? You sing? You dance? Matter of fact, when I went to
and we'll do all of those things. We do.
Like they look at the stereotypical things and they don't they look past the surface. You know what I'm saying? Like I had that experience when I went to Turkey. I went to Turkey and it was like, big guy, you play sport, you play rugby. I was like, nah. They just looked at me disappointed, like, oh, your dark self don't play rugby. I was like, no, I'm sorry, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes out to like being a black man in the world that doesn't give you respect, honestly, I've mentioned that before with why I like living in Thailand so much. Because with living here, I kind of feel like I have a bit of a privilege with being a black man. Because it's like, that's why I tell, like, especially black guys, like, yo, learn a little bit of Thai. I'm telling you, it goes a long way, and especially how like your experience will be here. Because they have that curiosity within us, and with that curiosity, it puts us under a bigger microscope. And so that gives us an opportunity to either impress or digress. You know what I mean? And so that's where I think that we have to, remain within our character. But it also kind of like shows like who you are. I'm not saying like fake it, you know what I mean? But that's where being a man really matters. I think that being in a world that doesn't always accept you, but also uses you as like a source of entertainment and a source in general. It's very hard because you'll see things that are done in the media that you've done before, ideology that you've had before that are now in the media that are accepted, but before it was shunned upon. You know what I mean? So it's just, there's a lot of things you have to kind of like go with. That's pretty much it. Like you're just overall watch closer. And I think that it just comes with a bigger responsibility at times. Like,
I agree. You have a microscope on you all the time. Mm-hmm. Keelan?
Could you repeat it one more time?
I got you, bro.
Just these glasses. I'm sorry, dog. These motherfuckers, you just look so smart, man. Like, I don't even know when your book comes. Bro, it's just, it gives me like good energy.
Will he take that pause before he answered?
No, it's just like very sincere. It's like,
it's the glasses.
I like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I actually got a book that's coming out. I've been writing it for a while.
You got the service.
Published it on Amazon. I haven't even came up with a name yet. I just been writing.
It don't even matter, man. Good stuff. I like that.
Book on the way. The question is, as a black man, how do you navigate respect in a world that doesn't always give it to you?
I've always been a type of person to where I don't focus on what the world thinks about me. I've always been a hustler, and I've always been just focused on myself and my family. So I don't really care what, repeat that one more time, bro.
As a black man, how do you navigate a world with respect? Navigate a world in which respect is always not given to you as a black man?
How do you navigate in a world in which respect is always given to you?
Not always given to you.
I take my respect, man.
It's crazy. I was just thinking.
You gotta stand on your shit.
Yeah, you have to take the respect, man. No one's gonna give it to you, so I just move accordingly. I do things that are gonna benefit me and my family, and that's how I feel like I take my respect. I don't settle for nothing less. I don't tolerate nothing less. Less than a man from nobody. So that's just how I take my respect.
It comes with it.
And I'm
it's like competitive though too. Like you should be trying to take respect. Yeah. Like you're always trying to progress in life. So you gotta take that shit. It's competitive.
I absolutely disagree with y'all.
Why?
Because you don't have to respect me, but you ain't gonna disrespect me. You get what I'm saying? So like, if I walk in the room and there's people there that don't like me, cool. But you ain't gonna come up to me and say, I hate you, hit me or something like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
y'all kind of say the same thing though. Like, it's like he gonna take it. So it's like I'm not gonna tolerate you disrespecting me. So
you ain't gonna disrespect me, but you ain't gotta respect me.
Yeah, y'all say the same thing.
Yeah, that's how
I feel. I think too, when we look at respect too, you can look at it from a character standpoint, or like because there's certain types of respect. Once I get to know you, it's your character that's respectable. You know what I mean? Some people have that presence when they walk in. As soon as they walk in, it's a respect. It's something about what they present as a man. You could just tell, oh, bro.
Thailand is really good for that, though. Thailand is good for that. Like, they really thrive on respect, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, their character goes way further than anything else. So, like, they know you don't know the language. They know you don't know where you're going. But if they just like your vibe, It's like, oh, you cool. Just sit down. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be cool. You know what I mean?
Character's a huge currency out here.
100%. Character's a currency. That's fire.
And I think that's the same thing even with us in general, like even as expats and everything else. Character goes far because you do something, I'm going to hear about it in 10 minutes just because our community is actually,
So
it's big, but it's small at the
like
same
that.
time.
Yeah.
And it will travel all through Southeast Asia in 2 seconds. So
Nice.
character is crazy.
I go a long way too, man. 'Cause you never know who you're talking to, man. Like,
Nah,
you
real
talk to
life.
people, bro. You never know who you're talking to, bro.
Never know.
Yeah, that's
Real
real.
be a rich man.
All right, so we're going to pivot just a little bit more because we actually get into some really deep, reflective conversation right now, right? So I wanted to, first I'm going to ask, all of us grew up in 2-parent homes?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to, y'all have?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So
It makes
this how I tell what came back from getting the milk at the grocery store. So all of us, we didn't grow up with a 2-parent household. They have, so this is perfect. So I'm gonna start with you, D-Mark. The question is becoming a man without having that blueprint laid out for you or seeing an example. How
Yeah.
difficult was it?
So I wouldn't say it was difficult because instead of having my own father, like there for me, I had my uncles. So like they replaced that father role.
So you still had a male figure.
I had a male figure,
Okay.
nonetheless. You get what I'm saying? And they was the realest of men. Yeah, trying to make sure I would say real niggas. You know what I'm saying?
They could be real niggas.
They're the realest of niggas. So shout out to them. But without them, then I probably wouldn't have like even played sports. I probably wouldn't have even done, really played sports for sure. But a lot of stuff I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have had money to do. Like, so they looked out for me since I didn't have a dad. Like my mother's brother, and then also like my grandma's brother, like my great uncle. So they was there.
I want to stay up something real fast. So growing up, obviously not having a father in the home and having your uncles fill a role of a masculine male presence. Did you see at times where your mother was trying to like overcompensate to like, cause she don't know what she's doing. Like our mothers didn't know what they're doing, but they're trying their best, right? Do you see times where she was trying to overcompensate and be like that presence for you at times?
Yeah, I mean, I think she would overcompensate in certain ways, but not like act like a daddy at all.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't even know how to act like a daddy.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She would do everything she could do, from a feminine aspect, from a woman's aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good, but also not good when you a woman raising a man. You feel what I'm saying? Because some of the shit you do, I don't think a little boy should be doing or should know or even do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about, I ain't saying this happened with me at all, but a woman pees. Yeah, a woman pees. Wow. A woman pees sitting down, right?
Yeah.
And she want to show her son how to pee. But think about, she like teach him how to pee sitting down because that's what she does.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? She don't have a wiener to where she knows you need to stand up and pee. So it's for me with analogies. Those type of things. You feel what I'm saying? Simply, but my mom, I think she did the best she could. I think she did an amazing job. And I just want to say I thank God for my uncles because they were my father figures.
Okay. I love that. Magic.
So let me tell a funny story, right? So I grew up with my mother and my father in the household, right? But I think oftentimes when we hear that, we think like you had a father figure. Like, no, me and my father actually went close without growing up. Very abusive. We had a very just rough time growing up in life. You know what I'm saying? He was present. Like, he was in the house, but he wasn't like a father in the household. My grandfather raised me. You know what I'm saying? Now we cool and everything now, of course, but it took me until I turned like 21 to have a conversation with my father before I seen him like really cry. And then when I learned about where he came from, I realized, oh damn, you being there was actually enough because you never had an example of how to be a dad, be a father. You know what I'm saying? So the shit you did do, bro, like I'm applauding. You know what I'm saying? Now we like the best friends now, but like that narrative, it got to die, bro. Because people hear like, oh, you had your mother and your father, you must be this kind of person. No, nigga, I'm not. Like, no, I ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shit ain't sweet.
It ain't sweet, bro. It's kind of like when people talk about like Chicago, bro. You were from Chicago. It's like, I grew up in the Bronx. Some people are like, don't think we had like beautiful houses and everything. It was loose pit bulls around my fucking career, bro.
Gangs everywhere.
You was down in here, bro. What you talking about, bro? But no, I mean, as far as having like a father in the household, bro, even though me and my father wasn't close, it was amazing to know that there was a man in the house. Like, I've never seen my mother disrespect my father. I've never seen my mother even date anybody else, and they divorced when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But like the respect that he just implanted in the house, like him just being there, whether he was sober or drunk, whatever the case may be, bro, like it changed the whole narrative. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be afraid to say certain shit in my house just when I heard the door open. I'm like, damn, that nigga, you know, upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, shit, I gotta be careful. But it gave me some discipline, bro. Like it gave me a rubric. But honestly, like the man that raised me the most, my grandfather, bro. That's why I'm real like stern about shit, man. Like that guy was here since the 20s. You know what I'm saying? So he knows some shit. Yeah.
So present male figure, but not necessarily involved.
Exactly.
Basically, your grandfather basically took the slack.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brian?
I think mine's a little bit different though, because like my dad, like I know him and stuff, like, but I'm a product of a military baby. So I was born in Germany, all that. But when they came back, you know, my mom got out the military to go take care of my grandparents, my great grandparents. And so when that happened, we lived on a farm for a little bit, and you know, I get to see different structures of life at that point. So the earliest thing I do remember is this farm. You know what I'm saying? And so my mom got out to do that. And I've always just seen her as a provider. So even for my grandparents, she was a provider. And the only person that I really looked up to and admired was my grandfather. And so and it was more or less because he had a business. My grandpa was a farmer. My grandma was a banker. It's like a typical, like older people story. And he was just very, you know, he was dominant, but he was still passive, loving to my grandma, you know, really just showing me how to, you know, grow as a man, because I don't have that father figure that's treating my mom in that fashion. So as I grew up throughout the years, my mom was never trying to be a man, but she would step into that role. Like, for instance, I'm a soccer player for real. My mom was my goalie for years. You know what I'm saying? When I couldn't bat in baseball, my mom's out there swinging this ball. You know, she's stepping up in those roles, but never ever making it masculine. She's still, you know, gonna beat me up after a game, but she's also gonna nurture me when it's time to go home. So I think just accepting a role and me looking at other people like my grandfather, and then a product of just most people, my friends are who I looked at for, you know, growth. It's two of my cousins, Aaron and Q. Literally, I used to watch them and they're a year and two older than me. So what they were doing was cool to me, and I'm just following the trend until I could become my own man and create my own way.
I like that. I had a similar experience too growing up. Like my older friends, I had older friends too. So they pretty much became like more like male figures for me to see, like, you know, like things to do and not to do. But also too, like my mother had me at 14. You know what I'm saying? So she was young. She was, I think 14, like that's like 10th grade. That's like 10th grade. I don't know.
Ninth grade. Yeah.
Ninth grade? Yeah. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing, my dad, so we got the same birthday. I didn't know we had the same birthday. This nigga called me on my 17th birthday and was like, you gonna wish me happy birthday? And I was like upset, but I was also like, that's some shit I would do too. Like that's the kind of joke I would make, like an icebreaker. But I was like, damn, niggas, like you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, same experience. No male figure in the household. Becoming a man pretty much became trial and error. You know what I'm saying? A lot of error. You know, but I definitely feel like I got into sports and health and wellness really, really young. And that kind of like gave me, like, it taught me responsibility, discipline, structure, how to follow orders, how to give orders. And then I joined the military like I was like 24, I think, 24, 25, one of them ages. And that actually added on to like making me become more of a man. But also, like to say what you said, my mother did pick up a lot of roles where she was doing things to try to, like, you know what I'm saying, but she wasn't being masculine. Like you're saying, like she like throw the football with me, but also she would go in the house and be like, you need a Band-Aid. And I'm like, nah, I don't need a Band-Aid. She's like, nigga, put this Band-Aid on. You know what I'm saying? You bleeding. So yeah, I definitely relate to that a lot. Wrong?
So I guess I have the most different experience than everybody. So I did have both my parents growing up. My dad worked 2 jobs always. It was either 2 or 3 jobs at all times. My mom was in the military and she was medically retired, so I had her at home as like a stay-at-home mom. First off, shout out to my dad for sure. Yeah, shout out.
You're a junior? I knew it, bro. I knew anybody who made their kid wrong the first time.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta be third, second time.
Yeah, no. So I had my dad growing up. I always saw him working 2 to 3 jobs to make sure we had what was needed. Now don't get me wrong, we weren't living like overly, you know, lavish life or anything like that. We were living in like middle class, but at the same time we weren't like over lavish. He made sure that what we needed was always there. He taught me lessons of like for my 13th birthday. It was my 13th or 12th birthday. I got a job. That was my birthday gift, was a job. And I would literally go to school, and then that was his other one of his jobs. He was refereeing. I would be the scorekeeper on a military base. And he always instilled a lot of things. Like he's from Detroit. Like this nigga's like he still got it in him. Like he's very refined, very calm, very chill, but like he's from that life. You know what I mean? Like he has that life, but he said no more thugs after me. You know what I mean? There's just so many things that he said to me that I can't get out of my head. You know what I mean? And then even when I had my dad around my friends, like I brought my dad to Arizona, and my friends that didn't have dads growing up or didn't like their fathers would meet my dad. And these niggas are like 40 years old asking if my dad can adopt them. And I'm not even joking. Like I've realized that with the type of father that I have is an absolutely amazing one. Like, and I see how like some of my friends are that were in all the same situations that I were in. And there's of course so many other factors that could have changed what the outcome was. But one of the biggest things is like how they treat other people. And I feel like with having a father in your life, that is a big thing. Like they instill to you is like how you treat others. You know what I mean? Like at least with mine. And it's just like there's just so many, like I don't even know where to start, bro. There's so many lessons. You know what I mean? There's so many things, and it's amazing in all honesty. But I'm always grateful for it.
Well, that deserves an applause or something, man. You got an amazing father. That's seriously, because like, the niggas that like black men hate this, man. It's like, nah, like you change it out with it. And so I would say now it's even better black men are seeing fathers now, like in our
Right, we stepping up. Don't ever let them make us feel like we ain't stepping up.
Yeah. I like hearing stories like his though, because like I'll never get that chance to think about my pops in that way. You know what I'm saying? To express how he expressed. Because in talking to him, you can just tell he loved his dad, bro. He don't want to share his pops with nobody. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell he loved his dad, but I'll never get that chance to express that. So
you got siblings?
Yeah.
How many siblings you got?
I have my dad got remarried, so I have 2, 3, 4. I have 4 brothers.
So I say that because you brought up the adoption thing, right? So my situation is kind of crazy too, because I have a single mom. However, I was only a child till I was like 13, 14, and my mom decided to start adopting kids. And so I have 5 adopted brothers and sisters. So to me, when I look at my mom, because I get the chance to brag on my mom now, it comes down to the sacrifice too. Like what I was wearing today, my mom's probably wearing next year my hand-me-downs for my hoodies and everything. So it's really the sacrifice as well. And the fact like my mom doesn't like it with my mom being white. She doesn't see race at all. And she adopted 5 African-American kids. So when we walk through the supermarket, it's a white lady, a biracial kid with red hair, and 5 brown-skinned kids. So it looks weird, but it's all love, no matter how you look at it collectively.
Yeah.
And so it's her sacrifice that did that. And she's not rich by any means. She was a mail carrier. To break down how she's sacrificing her funds as well. Because I even look at it now myself and I say, I could call you right now and be like, yo, let's go to the Philippines. My mom saved up every year for me to go on vacation. You see what I'm saying? And she made sure I got a trip. When the kids got older, it was the same shit. So as a single mother, it was that sacrifice and that grind. And that was instilled with me just watching that. And I look at it now and I just look at it, I was like, you're the GOAT because I can't do it. And I make way more money than my mom does. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm seeing some really.
Shout out my mom.
How since we have mostly a matriarchal community, you know what I'm saying? How does that shape our respect towards women in general?
I've always been respectful for women in my life.
A woman that actually likes to prepare a meal that she preps for real, because she know how to cook, and then she gives it to the man to nourish.
I missed out on a lot because I didn't have a real dad to lead me. Yeah, so I have zero respect for my dad. You know what I'm saying?
The aspects of strength that I learned that from my mother.